Hey ladies and gents, I am back and I wanted to create another video regarding my video vlogs. So this will be in addition to my video vlog series. And I wanted to talk about the delayed entry program or the delayed enlistment program, whatever you want to call it. If you guys don't know what the DEP or the delayed entry program is, really quickly just talking about it, it is basically the period once you sign your contract in the military, no matter what branch you're going into, and the period between after signing your contract before you're going off to boot camp. So for me, it's the delayed entry program is about 4.5 months for me, and yeah, it's a good place to be in terms of getting that information that you need to get yourself physically and mentally prepared for boot camp. So that it's a place where you go to your local recruiting station and you join all your future sailors or soldiers, and the recruiting station will set up a curriculum for you to get ready for boot camp. So I wanted to talk about my last two meeting experiences for the delayed entry program. And now that I have some additional information for you, I just wanted to let you know what I learned. So really quickly, getting into it, we'd had exercises outside. So learning exercises, meaning marching and also facing movements. So that was a challenge for me when I went to my first delayed entry program meeting. I didn't know anything about facing movements or marching, so I was really clumsy and clunky when I showed up. I was a little bit embarrassed because I'm a guy, and generally speaking, guys are not as dance coordinated, I should say. So my body motor mechanics weren't accustomed to turning right, turning left, and then about facing, which is turning 180 degrees. So I picked it up pretty quickly. So I did save the rest of the embarrassment, possible embarrassment later on. So I picked it up okay. So if you haven't been to a delayed entry program meeting before and you've already signed your contract, or if you guys or ladies are thinking about going in, check out the facing movements online. Go on YouTube and just kind of punch those keywords in, and hopefully you can get a little bit better practice at that, so that way you don't show up as clumsy as I was. So you don't have to. I'm just letting you know that that might be wise to do that. So that was the last 2 or 3 meetings that I had going on. We really focused and expanded on turning right, turning left, marching in place, marching forward. That was something new from my last delayed entry program. Also, I do recommend learning the Sailor's Creed. That was very important for our entire recruiting station as of the last 3 sessions that I had. It was important to my FC1 fire control man. That's his name. So he's a petty officer. So the petty officers in that recruiting station wanted to make sure that we had our Sailor's Creed all together. I memorized my Sailor's Creed. It was a challenge learning it. It's best to go ahead and to learn it, do what you need to do, and come prepared for it. What threw me off was saying it together, and I didn't really think about that, saying it together. Of course, you'll be doing that together with your future shipmates or sailors, possibly later on, but at least in the DEP program, my future shipmates, we all said it together in synchronization, and it kind of threw me off because I'm used to saying it by myself. So that's just something that I wanted to give you guys as well. Another thing that I learned from my delayed entry program, our local recruiting station, for whatever reasons, and it depends on your RTC or your RDCs, which is a recruit division commander, I believe that's what it is. And basically, they're the drill instructors. During the Sailor's Creed, do not emphasize honor, courage, and commitment, meaning yelling it out really strongly. We got something new from a current shipper or someone that's currently in the boot camp, she wrote back to our local recruiting station and said, hey guys, don't emphasize on honor, courage, and commitment in the Sailor's Creed. For the people that know the Sailor's Creed, you know what I'm talking about. Just say it normally. So wanted to pass that on to you guys too, if you are a current DEPer or a future DEPer. And again, it all depends on your RDC, but first time around, probably not a wise idea to scream or belt that out. Going into the rest of the class exercises, I've been enjoying it. The second class exercise that I attended the first time, which was my first time, the first DEP meeting, I had to take a test during the class exercise, so I missed that piece. The second class exercise, we went through weeks 5 through 8 of boot camp, which was pretty nice. Come prepared, by the way, with a pen and a notepad. I just wrote down all the notes that they were just giving us, or the exercises they were giving us. They're just basically telling us what to expect weeks 5, 6, 7, and 8, or 9. It just depends on how long your boot camp is, but basically 5 through 8. And it gave me a good idea of where I would be in the program later on and what to expect. So I found that very valuable. The next exercise thing that we did from my last boot camp, or not boot camp, my last delayed entry program meeting, which was a couple days ago, we went through ranks and recognition, and we talked more about the specialty mark that you will be earning or getting once you complete A school, which is whatever your job or rate is. So they call that a specialty mark. So for me, it is an aviation machinist mate, and that is an AD, and my specialty mark will be a propeller and wings. So my FC1 or my petty officer made sure that we knew what our specialty marks are or will be. I already knew it off the bat, so to my surprise, some of the DEPers in there didn't know what their specialty marks were. I was pretty surprised about that, but rest assured they will know later on. So if you don't know what your specialty mark is, it's probably a good idea to go and whip through that. Also learn the ranks and recognition. I am not familiar with all the ranks. I know generally what they are, but I haven't memorized word by verbatim what they are. So if your recruiter hasn't given that to you, or a recruiting station hasn't given that to you, that is something that you'll definitely need to know. It is in the start guide, by the way, folks. So go over that. So I'm going over that meticulously now, making sure that I know that. So if a chief senior petty officer walks in, I know who he or she is, or if an ensign walks in the door, I know who she or he is. So it's pretty important to know who's who once you're in the Navy. I know that you folks know that, but I just wanted to kindly remind you guys, go over through that. So I'm going through a lot of other different things. I've been learning a lot too, and I want to discuss more about that later on. This video is almost going on 9 minutes long, so I'm just gonna cut it off. But yeah, so that is my delayed entry program experience or experiences. I'm having a lot of fun with that, guys. Working hard too, and if you are working hard too, all the best to you. And for the future, I'm going to say, anchor away, folks.